Hey there everyone, today's video I'm going to be getting my fire alarm system monitored. Now not this fire alarm system, as you guys may know I already have this one monitored. I installed my own self-monitoring system, but now I'm going to get the fire alarm system in the house monitored. Let me take you into the house to show you what's going on here. I was actually planning on doing a cool drone shot of the two buildings and how we ran a cable between them, but the weather said no. This is part of living on the coast here, I guess. We've had this real thick fog come in, which actually looks like it's clearing up a bit now, but just a little bit ago I tried to fly the drone and at 30 meters it was becoming very distorted. Anyways, I'm going to head into the house to show you guys what I did. So this here is our Notifier NFS 320C. This is the fire alarm system in the house. This is an addressable system that is protecting the house. Now, I recently connected two systems together where I ran this cable from the garage system to this one, and this is an 8-conductor wire. Now, let me explain this setup briefly. 2 wires from this monitor module, 2 wires in this cable are going to the alarm relay on the garage panel, which is monitored by this monitor module. So if the garage fire alarm panel goes into alarm, it trips this module. It's the same thing the other way around. That cable runs all the way up that exterior wall, through the attic, down this conduit, and underground up into this building. There you can see it come out of the pipe and go into this monitor module here. That monitor module is on the garage system. Now this one works the same way, where another separate 2 wires are coming out of this monitor module, going all the way into the house panel and going to a relay on the house panel, an alarm relay on the house panel, where if the house panel goes into alarm, it will trip this monitor module. Basically, monitor module in the house is monitoring this panel. Monitor module out here is monitoring the house panel. Now that can all be done with a total of 4 wires, 2 going from each panel to monitor the other one. It's pretty simple. Monitor module monitors each other's panels relays. So if one goes into alarm, it puts the other system into a non-latching auto resetting supervisory. I have a whole video on that, so I'm not going to get into it on this video. But I wanted to state that there because that's 4 wires. I ran an 8-conductor between, so that means we obviously have 4 more additional wires. That is very important for this project because not only do we have SLC going to this monitor module, we have 2 of the wires out of those 8 in there that continue all the way through this pipe, and they do make a couple splices, but we don't care about that because end of the day, those end up right here. Now, if I was to stick a toner on these wires, what would I find electrically connected, the same wire essentially? What would I find in the other panel? Trust me, I will make sure this all makes sense what I'm doing here. Well, let's make a trip into the house. And let's open this panel. So if you do hear deep honking noises, it's the ships in the sea because of that fog I showed you. Anyways, here, if I was to open up this guy, we would find these 2 wires right here not doing anything. These are connected to those wires I just showed you in the garage. Now, that is very important. I ran that 8-conductor, obviously, when I joined these 2 systems to put each other into supervisory. But because I knew I had this plan to do what I'm doing today, I got all the hard work out of the way and have the wires ran into each other's cabinets where they need to go. So these 2 wires, though there are a couple splices, I think 1 splice, they do just go straight into the garage panel. Let me get you guys back from the tripod and say what I'm doing, because not a whole lot to do in this room actually. So we're gonna head back out to the garage here now. So let's talk about what my setup is right now for monitoring. Now, before anyone freaks out on me, I completely understand this is not a CSA approved or ULC listed for use anywhere for what I'm doing with it. Does it pose a safety hazard though from an electrical perspective? No. It is listed and tested as a piece of electrical equipment, so it is legal in that sense. It's just not legal for monitoring purposes. However, that does not pose a direct threat to anyone's life as long as it's not installed in a manner where it is required to be there, if that makes sense. So, what I'm doing, is what I'm using it for, is I'm using this rising link communicator, if you will. So, what this is a power failure alarm. There isn't actually an audible alarm on it. This will send my phone, or multiple phones, you can have up to a few different accounts, SMS text messages, as well as an email. Now, I do have a video installing this that goes into more detail, but long story short, when this loses power, it sends me a message, and this is powered off of the fire alarm system's auxiliary power up here. So the only time this will ever lose power is when the fire alarm system goes into alarm, not when the power goes out, because it's on one of the fire alarm panel's outputs, which has battery backup. So this never loses power in a power outage. Just because it's a power failure alarm, that doesn't mean that's how I'm using it. The way I'm using it is this is powered off 24 volts off of the auxiliary power. But this takes 5 volts USB. So I have a transformer here. This transformer takes 24 volts and then takes it down to 5 volt USB output. So when the fire alarm system goes off, this transformer loses its primary side 24 volts input. How does it do that? Well, before the wire comes down to it, it first passes through this alarm relay, where if I was to pull this relay out, this guy would lose power and send me a message. I will give a demonstration later. We are going to be just adding on to this. Basically, this whole setup is a normally closed circuit, keeping 24 volts going to this little power supply transformer. So we're just going to be doing the same thing we did here, but in the house. The thing is, I'm not buying a new one of these. I'm going to just keep using this one I have right here. And yes, it's okay. I do not require a fire alarm system here, period. This is all going above and beyond what code requires. And there are options out there if I wanted to spend a lot of money. The thing is that I'm looking for something that doesn't require a subscription, it does not require phone lines because I don't have them, and doesn't absolutely cost a ton of money. And it can be challenging to find something, but I found this for under $100 or so, I can't remember exactly what it was, and it works perfectly. And it does have some way of still sending messages even if your Wi-Fi goes down, because that is its intended purpose as a power failure alarm, when your Wi-Fi would also go. Even though my Wi-Fi is on battery backup and we have generators, etc., all that, it's not an issue. This does still have some way of communicating. That's not what really matters for the purpose of this video, though. It sends me a message and a text message, and I know when I get that text message, it can only mean one thing ever, and that's that the fire alarm has gone off. Whether you agree with it or not, it works perfectly for me, and it gets the job done and does exactly what I need to do. So, right now, we have 24 volts that's powered off this panel's auxiliary power, and it goes through the alarm relay on this panel. Pretty simple right there, not much to it. Well, we're going to be doing the same thing on the house panel, but using the same thing here. We're going to be doing that with these two wires here, where we're going to be adding these on to the alarm relay on the Notifier 320 in the house, just like it's on the alarm relay here. So it's going to not only go through this alarm relay, but also go through the alarm relay on the house system. So if either system goes into alarm, this will lose power sending a message. Will I know exactly what panel goes into alarm? No, I won't. I will know once I get that message that one of the two systems has gone into alarm, and I can easily verify it when I'm not here by looking at the security camera. And if I see the fire alarms and hear the fire alarms are going off in this building, well, then I know the issue is in this building. And if I either don't hear anything in this building, but more realistically, I'll hear this system in supervisory, then I will know the alarm is in the house. Again, would it be an accepted setup for a commercial occupied building that is requiring a fire alarm system that calls out to the fire department? No. but this is a residential structure. Even if I wanted to have a system that calls out to the fire department, I can't. That's not an option where I live. Residential customers do not get that ability to call out to the fire department. Maybe it's different where you are. Same for the police department. Since why not, I will give you guys a brief drawing of a little schematic of how this is going to work. So we've got positive, negative, 24 volts DC. We have our module here, and this is what actually sends the message. This takes 5 volts DC, so we have a transformer right here. Positive, negative, positive, negative. This is the 5 volt side, this is the 24 volt side. This goes into our module. The negative, we don't switch, so this essentially just goes straight to here. We don't care about that. We have an alarm relay. So we have common, normally open, normally closed. Sorry, it doesn't really fit. So currently, the positive goes over here into common and normally closed. Now, right now, that normally closed goes right back to this, so this is always getting power until the fire alarm system goes into alarm. I guess I could zoom in a little bit more there. So is what we're going to do. Now we're going to have our house systems relay. Now, obviously, this is probably 100 feet of wire worth away, but that doesn't matter. We also have a relay with 3 points. We have a common, normally open, normally closed. What order it's actually in, I don't know. So instead of going right back to there, we're going to go to the common of this relay, and then the normally closed of this relay is going to run all the way back to this guy here. So basically, in a normal state, both relays are closed when both systems are in standby, and this will be receiving power. But you can see if either this relay or this relay trips, or for all I care, it could be both of them. It doesn't matter. No matter which system goes into alarm, this module will lose power and send me an alert. Now, of course, like I said, I won't know which system it is, but that's fine for my needs. I just want to be able to know something's going on at my house. All right, let's head into the house and connect this up. I think I will need a terminal driver and strippers, and that should be about it. Where's the 3.5? There he is. And strippers. We'll head to the house fire alarm panel. I will film this as best I can. This is a quite challenging spot with where I'm standing and trying to still film this, so this might not end up perfect, but these are the 2 wires. So we need these to land onto the alarm relay. Now looking in the 320 here, we have an alarm relay on the left and a trouble relay on the right. Over here we have a security relay and supervisory. We of course want this alarm relay right here. If we can pull focus, there we go. So is what we're gonna do here is we need to be on the common and the normally closed. The red are common here. It really doesn't matter. And this black will be our normally closed. Now they need to be spaced out a little bit there, of course. We'll strip this guy here and strip this guy here. Try and keep this clean. Working with this small wire can be a little bit difficult. So we need this guy right here. And normally closed right beside it. there you go. Okay, it's not super clean, but it's how it's gonna be. This guy right there goes up, over, and I think it goes up this 3/4 inch pipe and over, and then into the 8 conductor that goes up that wall, through the 2nd floor, into the attic, and then back down outside. So that should literally be it in this panel here. Pretty simple stuff on this end, well, both ends. The other end will be a little bit more work, but it's pretty simple. If I can figure it out, anyone can figure it out. Because I am the guy that will literally struggle to spell anything. If anyone didn't know that about me, anyone that I'm close with knows it. I literally cannot spell a single thing. And I mean a single thing. Like, there's a few very simple words out there I know how to spell, but I am probably one of the worst. I'm the worst speller I know, at least. There's no one. Oh, that was tight. There's no one worse at me in spelling. It's pretty damn embarrassing, not gonna lie. So if I get made fun of in the comments for that, I walked into this one. I'm going to leave the light on in here, as I do need to come back to set this system off. I missed it on camera. All the ships were honking at each other again. Maybe not at each other. I'm not sure. I think they just do it to let any other ones in the area know of their presence. I'm sure it's some sort of protocol they have when it's foggy, that they have to do it ever so often. I like the sound though. I think it's pretty cool hearing the ships. They're always out there. Most days they don't make any noise, but if it's this foggy here, I'm sure it's really foggy down at the beach. All right, I'll zoom in here and show you what's gonna happen up over here. Okay, so this is that cable right here. So we actually need it over here. I'd rather run it over the top. We'll try our hardest here not to make a mess of it. So now is what's going to happen is we're going to take our load side here, which is this one, and we're going to take it out of this relay. Now I'm going to get a notification on my phone. You guys won't know it because my phone is what's recording this video. But there we go. You probably weren't able to see it from there, but you can see it's now blinking the red light. Oh, there's the email. And there's the text message. Email always comes in a bit quicker. Okay, both of those just popped up on the screen. Power failure, battery at 100%. So, this is the side going down to it. Now that one, I'm gonna just splice in here. So now, because the relay on the house system is closed, well, unless it's gone into alarm, but this panel would be in supervisory saying house and alarm, so I'd know it. We will have 24 volts coming back on this black wire here. So that black wire is now there. I can hear the ships honking again. Shut up, man, I'm making a video. Try and get it the same length as this guy. And now we can splice these right together, which you may see a little spark. Not really, but the green light just came back on. Let's wait for the email. Oh, no, that's Snapchat. Where's my email? Maybe the email's come and gone already. Whatever, I ain't gonna spend my life waiting for the email. It will show up eventually. Sometimes it seems to be a little bit delayed. Guess we can tuck that. All right, looks good from my house. All right, this is my house. Crap. I ain't gonna say it's pretty, because not, but it's not. It could be worse, guys. Come on. Could be worse. So this is going into our relay, and this guy is now happy. So let's give it a test here. Okay, my iPhone 8 that I was planning to record the screen of my current phone is dead. This iPad is going though, so I'm going to try and show you guys the email coming in. I'm going to set off this system, and yeah. Oh, it put the house into supervisory. There's my email. We'll reset that because it's upsetting the dog in the house. Anyways, you see the email once I reset. That should, there you go, that's back on. You saw a light up there. Let's see if I get another email. Oh, there's another one, there we go. So that's back on. So I guess we can leave those in there for now. This is still initializing, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to head into the house and make sure we still get the emails again. So now we'll check the emails. Wow. That is getting worse. This fog is pretty good. I haven't seen it this thick in a while. I mean, that school is not far away. I like it. I'm going to manually trigger the outside lights on a little bit earlier and see if you can see the fog in it. Not really, but a little bit. It's pretty cool. Nick has now also lost the iPad in the excitingness of looking at the fog. Okay, found it. We're going to head into the house. Okay, Jackson, this is gonna upset you. It's just to prove you guys are not a bad dog or we're not trying to upset him. Do you wanna go out? See, he won't go. Hey, $10. Okay, I'm gonna set the fire alarms off for a second here, Ayla. Hey. Is that all right with you? See, Ayla is normal. Everyone asks, how do you spell her name? This is Ayla, A-Y-L-A. We have power off, power on. Let's get a key in here and silence this as quick as possible. All right, gonna ring the bells, Jackson. I think I saw the email come up on the phone. Stop! It's okay. Stop. Okay, this guy needs to connect to the Wi-Fi because I saw the email on my phone. Okay, it's over. Jackson, it's over. Garage will be in supervisory because our house is in alarm. Fire alarm in-house, and there's no green light on this. It has lost power. So that should prove to you it works. I know the iPad's being a bit of an... But yeah, we're in alarm. The system went into alarm and the relays did work, so... Oh, and I guess I did show you guys the screenshot, so... Hopefully I don't look like a liar. This is why I don't use the iPad anymore, because this thing's ancient. Power on. are off at 6:47. The alarm was at 6:47. So that's it. If we reset it, it should come back on. Okay, there's the Gmail that power just came back on. Oh, okay, there it is there too. I saw the email coming through my phone first, and yeah, so that was it at 6:50 because our last alarm was 6:47, and you can see it's now 6:51 p.m. Sorry about that, Jackson. I'm done now, I promise. Don't know if the furnace came back on yet. Yeah, just came on. This tie-in relay, well, it's two relays. One ties in to put the house into supervisory, or sorry, the garage into supervisory, and one shuts the HVAC system down. So I wanted to go with the onboard relays on here opposed to on there because I don't need the flexibility of zoning it or anything. I'm going to want that on any alarm. I'm not going to want any logic zones, and if it's non-bypassable easily, that's fine with me. Plus I can easily unplug it. That one is much more programmable and bypassable, which I would prefer for the tie-in to put the supervisory on the other system. So yeah, that's working good. iPad can go back into retirement. Won't be used for another year. This thing's probably still dead. Oh, now you come on. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for this video and this install. This is nice to have them linked together, and it was really nice if most of the work, at least all the hard work, was already done. This was easy peasy. The horrible parts, running wire through the attic, getting into that little itty bitty spot in the attic where your roof edge meets the top plate of your exterior walls, and it gets really, really thin, and you're like laying in the insulation. That part's not fun, fishing wires, stapling, and it's hot up there, and yeah, that part sucks. Glad that was already done by previous Nick, so that was nice to have that done. So anyways, guys, that is good. If either system goes off, it'll send me an alert, and this cost me no additional money because I already had the module. Some would say I'm cheaping out not having two separate ones, but for me, this works fine. I'm happy with this. This is awesome, especially considering for the previous 50 years of the house life, well, not quite 50, built in 1976. Not quite 50, getting there though. Previously, there was nothing as far as calling out. So this will call out to me, and I can handle the situation from there. Alrighty guys, that is going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you do have any comments, questions, make sure to leave those in the comment section. And if you do enjoy my channel, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you are interested, I do have an Instagram account at Pickle700 for bonus content and content posted earlier than you'd see it on the YouTube channel, extras, that sort of thing. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching.